No meeting there, no appointments. So the FY 2020 results.
I put together an estimate of where we are because the accountant group is saying that the state is all behind the certification. And they're saying it won't be until possibly January before we can certify free cash. So what I did is I took the latest municipal report and guesstimated where we are. And on the handout you can see revenue, actual revenue, pro shop 3,400, greens fee 1,159,000, food and beverage 37,000, pro shop sales 21, alcohol sales 50,900, and earnings on our net cash comes to 1,287,661. On the expense side, salaries came in at 488, 481. Other expenses 339, 869. Capital we spent 50,268, which includes leases of the golf carts and other leases. And our principal and debt 346. So we spent 1,224,000. So we had a profit of 62,893. In Article 9, we had 150,000 to spend. We actually spent 103. So we will be turning back to free cash 47,000. So that total is 109,000. And at the end of FY19, we had 399,000 of cash reserve, adding 109 to it. On estimate, we're roughly 509,000 in cash reserves.
Given how long we had to be closed in March and April before opening in May, I think that's a great number that they were able to achieve.
Yeah, we lost all the way in April and quite a bit in May.
It was a pretty good year. Spending all good out of the state. Yeah.
So that's tremendous. I know Dana's off camera. A steady amount of business ever since we've opened, correct, Dana?
I would suggest that we all do things when we take on that golf.
When the governor said open, we were prepared to open. If you scan the camera, we had our outdoor seating area ready, and the course was ready with Steve's conditions and the customers. We've been sold out every day except for today. Today's the first day we had less than 100 players since we've been open. And as you see, it's raining out. So it's been a very strong season.
Great. You know, a couple of guys I work with, I work up in North Attleboro, they've switched to their, it's not an official league, but it's their little men's group. They switched to coming down here, a combination of quality of the course and the pricing, and they drive all the way down here every week for their little group. So it's great to hear. The guy actually stopped me in the hallway and wanted me to pass it along. So coincidentally, I'm coming here today, so I'm passing it along.
We appreciate it.
All right, so very great end to last year. So next up is how we're doing so far this year, FY 2021 year to date.
I don't have a report, but I can report. In July, we had a claim of 210,000, and we did 303,000. So we're up 90,000.
Maybe
In
it's a lot.
August, we had, the plan was 242,000. Through today, we're at 265,000. So,
What's the five, huh?
and we got four days left.
Booked. We're gonna close in on 300 possibly. If it doesn't rain this weekend, we're gonna be trying to get ceiling again.
So that's pretty good, pretty good.
All the forecast that rain on Friday, that's tomorrow.
But it's good.
All right, well, that's a great start to this year. Hopefully this rain will be few and far between for golf and
Hope that continues.
aeration. I know we have that scheduled to come up in a couple of weeks.
Right. Last year, was the first time in probably 15 years, we have aerated the fairways. And all of the play we've got this year in the dry weather, the recommendation is that we do it again. It currently is not in our budget, lease and rental budget. Steve has a proposal of $7,200 to do the 33 acres of fair. And he has one scheduled date of September 24th or 26th, I don't recall. And if we miss that day, the guy is booked up through December, so my recommendation is that we give the golf course a break and aerate the fairways.
I make a motion that we do it.
Have the second
All
day.
in favor, I vote yes as well. And I think, especially given where we are, and put in the extra stress of the benefit of having that much play, probably a good thing to have.
Everything is going back further ahead every time. When we go white weather, and always applies quite a bit of wet agents, but still, it's so come back that the grass is suffering already. So I think that's a good thing to do.
And we need to request to take it out of the reserve line, or do we have another line for now that we can take it out of?
Well, the big concern, well, the opportunities in the food and beverage. We've got 70,000 budgeted for that. And even last year when because of the COVID-19, we only spent 42,000. So it looks like there's going to be a pretty good chunk of money in there. So I would suggest we wait on that. We improve the money, the budget, and hope for overall expenses will wash out.
Okay, I just want to get hung up in kind of having to wait the right time to charge it.
Right. So we approve that?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we do. And that one is changed.
COVID-19 golf cart usage. Seen some emails about dividers, no dividers, whether they're throwing them out, people don't like them.
Well, if we had done the entire fleet, they didn't have any other trucks. I'm a firm believer that we should be some kind of penalty if they dismantle them and they take out a car. We're gonna come up with some solution on that.
Yeah, the history is that the state is recommending that golf cart usage, you can use two cart if within the same household. Otherwise, it should be one person per cart. And we started off charging an extra fee for single cart usage because we were running out of carts. And Danny and Vice Chairman Danny and I met with Dan, and we had several complaints from people about the upcharge. And so we decided to stop that so we could put a formal proposal together as to what we should do. So that's kind of where we are. I asked him to put together a proposal, and he's recommending that we go ahead and, again, charge those people request an individual card. $9 during the week, $19 on the weekend, and for replay, $4. And the question, should we do it or shouldn't we do it?
Well, that league plate is that low because it's only 9 holes, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make that point so we all. But, I don't know exactly what the protocol is. You can or you cannot. I hear a lot of people do what it's going. So, it's up to us to make a decision, discuss it. And take a vote, how it's gonna go. Davis seems to think that we should charge, so we encourage people to either get together or get the guys with petitions and don't destroy it and treat it fairly. We have more to put up, but we haven't done that yet. So, I don't know what your feeling is. I mean, it's
My feeling is someone wants an individual card. According to what the state is, Commonwealth has said, that we should oblige. The question is whether we should charge them or not.
they always have an alternative. If they don't want to pay, they can watch.
This is true.
And that's the other decision, the other option that they have. So I'm inclined to the point of going that we should have some extra revenue from that. And the people that want to pay it and they want to play, they're welcome to watch. Or have buddy up with somebody and use the guy with this.
So the alternative would be not have the card to yourself. Ride with your card, who's not in your household, but you should take the card that has a petition, and obviously leave the petition in place.
Well, the petition is for people that are not in the same house.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, right.
So if you got a group with four guys, not from the same household, and they put up, if they question, are requesting an individual card, the alternative would be to give them a card with the divider, at least the requirement. And if they choose not to do that, the other option is to upcharge or to that.
Yeah, I think that's I think it's a good.
Something even if the max the sheer number of cars right now, our side, twice as much use, say, right? If people ride with people cars, twice as much fuel being used, and granted, it might be expensive, but still, twice as much fuel for the same two people that with 2 cars. It's more compaction on the force from, two
Yeah,
sets of 4
absolutely,
tires
yeah.
instead of one set of 4 tires. So it is costing us money. But in maintenance, to let them have individual cars as well. So it's not just the courtesy and saying, oh, we're not going to be courteous to let them have a car until the pandemic time. As well, you can, but it does in fact cost us more money. So I think it's perfectly justifiable that they don't want to share.
I agree.
It should be something. I mean, it doesn't need to be double, but
Oh, we're gonna
not
spend,
recommending double.
we're gonna spend the $72,000, the $7,200 to aerate the fairways based on that.
Right, on the
People, more use of cars on the fairways. So somebody's gotta pay for this. It's not calculated and now it's gonna use.
any comments, Dave?
We've typically, our busiest day of the year is Father's Day. And we've been joking inside, me, Isaac and I think we're on Father's Day number 17 this year. I mean, we are putting on rounds that, I mean, you're definitely having some cost wear because of the amount of cot usage that's out there. You want to spend some money to fix it, but that money has to come from somewhere. And the car has 2 bag racks on it, has 2 seats. It should be, this is a business and it should be run per seat, not thinking that, because if what we've done in the past, and there is precedent, if say you came in and you want to bring your wife, I've had a customer say, hey, I'm going to bring my wife, she's not going to play. Can she come with me? Yes, I charge her a cot fee. I said, she can ride in the cot, but we're going to charge her for the cot seat. So this is not new. This is something now which is more of it rather than a once in a while occurrence. So we have done it in the past and people have paid it. It's just a different concept. I think guys have felt because the governor stated of such a requirement, it was free, but it's not, it shouldn't be free. You didn't say it's free. You said you can have a single cot. So I agree with the upcharge. And we're doing it in line with what we currently charge. Weekdays, it's $9 for the cot seat. So is the other seat. That seat's worth $9 as well. I think it's fair.
I think a motion that we should set the rates like that has been discussed.
Okay, so you make that motion?
Sure.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the question is, we need to propose, put that forth to the Board of Selectmen, have them approve it.
I know that's one of those things, so typically any changes in the rates they do approve. Historically done that.
Right. They have, in the past, have requested it, but then again, this is no change to the current policy.
Pricing is that we're just enforcing the total cost of the car. That's what the cost. It certainly can't hurt to make them aware of it, just the technicalities of who technically need to approve. Either way, we need to make them aware that what we're doing in case anybody questions.
Well, according to the letter, the rules that we have, normally we just have to inform them. We normally don't have to ask for their permission.
I will have that conversation with Julie, and she can decide whether to do that or not to do that.
Sure.
Make sense?
It makes sense to me because that letter gives us the authority to do that.
Okay, done deal.
Good. Then, next thing is fall town meeting. May not even be a fall.
Brief conversation with Julie, she's indicated there will be a potentially a fall meeting in November. And it's really for the school, and that she does not plan on having the cash reserve certified before that, and therefore we will not be able to spend any money. If we want, as we know, there are currently 18,000. We had proposed 18,000 in capital in the FY21 budget for capital expenses. And she suggests if we want to do that, if we're not certified, that we could go forward and use the $100,000 of the undefined reserves and spend it for any capital expenditures. Right now, I don't have any capital expenditure on the horizon. But two things that we do need to do is Steve, Mandy and I meet with Steve on every other week. And with the irrigation issue and some of the problems with the sprinkler heads, he's made it known to us there are 5 or 6 main main lines with shut-off valves that don't work, they leak. And suggesting that we repair them. so that in this kind of weather, if you have a sprinkler head problem, you can shut part of the course off and be able to deal with the problem. So he's going to get an estimate of those costs. And also because of the weather, several of the forward tees have only one sprinkler head, and there's noticeable brown spots on those forward tees. And we also want to get a recommendation to add sprinkler heads, which would mean rent a trencher and do that work. So he's going to get an estimate of that. So I'd suggest that we will need some cash to spend some money. As Dana said, we got a lot of play, almost 6,000 rounds in July, which is where we were back in the early 2000s. And love to see it, but we need to spend a little money.
Well, exactly, just like with anything, the usage is then causing expenses on our side, but we should get the revenue coming in to support.
Right now,
the
we're
expenses.
and hopefully the weather stays good in September and estimate in October. If there's no vaccine, I think they'll be all playing golf.
I think, based on what we've seen, I think as long as the weather holds out, I think the people are going to continue to come out. Have something to do outside.
We've got something to do.
Because it's, this being a couple of years into having that $100,000 line is a good example of why it's good to have it that way.
Right,
But then if
absolutely.
something does come up, between the finance committee and the selectmen, just their authorization, we can tap into it. And, if we don't have another town meeting for another few months, we're going to always backfill it then, but we have the opportunity to address it now. And we'll go.
All right, so we'll continue to work with Steve on that, get an estimate, because we do need to put that before the selectmen and the finance committee. So we'll try to keep pushing him to get that done.
Sounds good. Only with a meeting date, that's it for the agenda, unless you guys have anything else to bring up.
Anything, Dana? Anything?
The only thing I would throw out there is I'm not quite clear with the whole Rhode Island resident thing. Is that an issue for us? As I stated to these guys in one of our weekly meetings, that in speaking with the Board of Health, I had inquired before we even opened. I mean, are we doing, should I be taking temperature of people, taking names, addresses, contact tracing concepts? And he was like, at this point, just run the operation, do the sanitizing, set up, a non-contaminated COVID cleaning process in place, get it established, and those concerns at this point are not, they're not your responsibility. And I don't know, I guess the governor stated something about Rhode Island, so I'm not sure what the status is with Rhode Island and Massachusetts in business relationship, and is that a concern of ours?
I don't know if it's certain. I do know I saw on the news one day that another business of some sort had a concern. They raised it, and the answer given at that point in time was people crossing over the border to just do business with a business and then go back home. It's not the intent of the quarantine from Rhode Island right now.
I think the gentleman is.
Going off?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Good. Is anybody at the window?
No, I'm not gonna go, not
All
gonna
right,
window.
yeah. No, the league's canceled tonight.
Well, I got 5 o'clock, call it for 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we're close to the evening.
Alright.
Thanks.
But only from watching the news, my understanding was that people coming over just to give business to a business, do their, and then go back home was not the intent, but I can't speak to whether that's the full interpretation of the law or not, but I did see that on one sort that was not being managed to stop people from coming across the border, going to a store, going to a restaurant, yes.
I can read that.
The only comment I
Nobody's
saw that Baker said that I don't I don't consider recreational activity as part of going into the state to do banking or to go to a restaurant, so. And Baker does not play golf, make it known. Doesn't seem to be too concerned about the ball in the street.
Plays basketball.
My interpretation, or my perception was, it's the responsibility of the person. If they come in, then when they go home, they quarantine for 14 days. I mean, I don't see, I don't know.
Massachusetts to stay.
Correct. Can we bounce it off the health agent?
Yeah, I'll throw it out, tomorrow.
Okay. Because there still are some Rhode Island plates.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you look at that R1 factor for contamination of Rhode Island is just as same setting as Massachusetts. They both have 0.94. I was hoping Baker would lift that restriction. He hasn't yet.
I think that's one of the most recent thing I saw he used. He said that he was purposely hesitating until it all kind of colleges go back and the trucks that goes
Right,
through.
wasn't next
See,
week.
that creates an uptick in the state of mind. So. I don't know if we want to schedule another meeting at this point in time or just wait and see what goes on.
I believe it all.
Okay, that's fine with me. So, there's nothing else official. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I made a motion that we
I would second that.
All in favor? Thank you very much.
Thank you.